All right, Cosmopolitan magazine, woke, ridiculous magazine for women. I see this article, why guys get turned on when you orgasm and why that's a bad thing. So now they're trying to sell you, the same people that sold you that women are going to be happy alone when they hit the wall and they're looking at everybody else who has kids and family and they're eating a big, pint of Ben & Jerry's, crying, watching The Notebook at home. They told you were going to be happy. That's what your real life is. Now they're telling you that if a guy makes you orgasm and enjoys that, there's something wrong. You got to stop it. Okay. So let's see what they say. Of course, guys manage to make your orgasm about themselves. It's not enough that men are already having more orgasms than women. To make matters worse, a new study published in the Journal of Sex Research found, aside from deriving pleasure from their own orgasms, men also derive a specific sort of masculine pleasure from making female partners orgasm. Oh no, the M word. We can't have men feeling more masculine. That would be a hideous, hideous side effect of sexual intimacy between two people. These feminists, man, they are trying to wreck this country. People better wake up. Feminists are coming for men. They're coming for women. They're coming just to wreck. And you ever notice, by the way, most of these women, these feminists, they're very unhappy people, right? It just seethes out of the body. When you meet somebody and they seem joyful and that energy is contagious to you? So many of these women, modern women, I don't need a man, this, that, feminism was great for women. They just look rancid inside. Right? Like something rotten's coming out. They got an expression all the time. It's like these female CEOs sometimes. I hate to say it. Not all of them, but a lot of them look like they're just inside, just spoiled milk. It's ready to bubble over and let's just hope you're not in the way when it does. It's true. Okay, let's look back to the study. Jed, you digress. The study gathered 810 men. That's not a large pool, but regardless, that's how these studies work. 810 men to read a story where they had to imagine an attractive woman either did or did not orgasm during sex with them. And each man was then asked to rate their sexual esteem and the extent to which they'd feel masculine after experiencing the scenario. The results are what you'd expect. Men felt more masculine and felt higher esteem when they imagined a woman orgasm during sex with them. These results suggest that women's orgasms do function as a masculinity achievement for men. Why is that a bad thing, though? You wonder. Sane people at home in the chat may be wondering, why is this a bad thing? Well, let's read. Let's read what the psychopaths at Cosmo magazine have to say. Despite increasing focus on women's orgasms, research indicated that the increased attention to women's orgasms may also serve men's sexuality, complicating conceptualizations of women's orgasms as women-centric. So in other words, this is what they're saying. They're saying that if a female orgasms, it's got to be woman-centric. It can't be about the man. If it's about the man or he's done something to do it, or somehow the fact that she had an orgasm makes him feel good, now it's a man-centric thing and you've taken something away from her. No, you haven't. Men, don't listen to this, by the way. You have not taken something away from your woman. If you have made her orgasm, you have made a very happy woman. Okay? And that pair bonding and all that stuff that we talk about is heightened when that stuff happens. So why are they trying to say this stuff? Well, it's easy, right? They want less men and women coming together. And they want men to be less effective in the bedroom because then women are going to be more likely to say, I don't need a man. And their whole narrative, this whole feminist narrative does well. If you've got men less wanting to sleep with women less and women wanting to sleep with men less, the whole thing falls apart, right? So it's all agenda driven. It's all agenda driven. Check this out. In a separate statement from Chadwick and Van Anders, they explained why it's a bad thing for men to gain masculinity points for bringing female partners to orgasm. This is what they say. These are the authors of the study. One reason is that it might pressure some heterosexual men to feel like they have to give women orgasms as if orgasm is something men pulled out of a hat and presented to women. They have created these lunatics, feminist lunatics, have made it into a power paradigm now in the bedroom. So it's no longer about, something as simple as a man and a woman love each other. They're in the bedroom. They're having sex. They want to please each other. And a man gets gratification out of a woman getting pleasure, out of a woman feeling more bonded to him in that experience, out of a woman getting that orgasm and he knows he made it happen. It can't just be a simple, you do for me, I do for you, we love each other, it's an amazing, intimate experience. No, it can't be that for Cosmo magazine. It's got to be about power dynamic. And they are suggesting, by the way, that if men give women the orgasm, women lose power. You lose power. You lose authority in that situation. Talk about a recipe for making women miserable, right? Now they're encouraging women to what? Choose men that don't have the power to make them orgasm? Women aren't going to want to stay there. So you know what they want? The authors of Cosmo magazine, vibrator culture. That's what they want. They want women saying, I don't need a man. They want them getting a little toy or something, doing that. No pair bonding, no bond formed between man and woman. And guess what? Then no family, no nothing comes out of that. Ripping the intimacy right out of the experience. Ripping what makes women really cling to men right out of the experience. Disgusting. And this is their conclusion that they say, when women's orgasm begin to serve as a masculinity achievement for male partners, the orgasms cease to be about women's liberation or sexual pleasure. They just become another opportunity for men to flex their masculinity. These people are sick. I'm telling you, these writers, these feminists at these magazines, at these women's magazines, they're sick people. There's something not right up top. There's something not right. They are so deeply threatened by the reality that men are men and women are women. They are so deeply threatened by their inability to compete with men. They're so deeply threatened by everything, by traditional gender roles, by everything that stabilizes society, family, traditional gender roles, all that stuff, that they now have to wreck sex for men and women by somehow making you think that it's bad if your man can please you because it takes power away from you. These feminists are sick. Sick. If you like the short clip and want to watch another short clip, click here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.